Here we are. Welcome, yogis. Beautiful Thursday afternoon. Nice to be here with you. I hope you're having a good day. Today is Teacher Appreciation Week, and I wanted to just acknowledge sort of all the teachers in my life, and whether they be human being teachers or animal teachers, plant teachers, experiences teachers, just dipping down into the depth of my being as a teacher. So thinking that teachers are not just, people who have the title teacher, that we learn from so many different places. And so today I just would like to invite you to, open up to the inner teacher in you and where you find inspiration, where you find learning, knowledge. And in order to learn something, it's so much easier if we can turn the curiosity knob up. So in this class today, if you think of curiosity as being like a volume, just take that knob, turn it up, and sort of let yourself be open to learning from your own practice today. Let your practice be your teacher. So come into a comfortable seat. For me, it's sitting on a cushion or a block and with my legs back, but you could let yourself be open to learning from your own practice today. Let your practice be your teacher. I'm going to come into a comfortable seat. For me, it's sitting on a cushion or a block and with my legs back, but you could let yourself be open to. Okay, there we go. I'm back again. I had to make it stop talking to me. I was talking to myself coming from the computer. So, all right, technical difficulties. One of the things that I was doing in prepping for this class to sort of bring myself sort of into myself, bringing myself into being present was Marjory breath. So Brahmari is that little bee buzzing inside the head and can take the volume up, can take it down, can take the sound up and down, can place the vibration in the head, at the throat, at the base of the head, at the top of the head. And we'll start with a little bit of Brahmari. And so close the eyes or let the eyes remain open. Lips are sealed, and there's that little humming. So finding the hum on the exhale. A couple more like that, maybe bringing the sound into a deeper tone, letting the body settle in that tone. Notice if you start high, maybe coming down deeper. At the end of the last hum, just pause. You take a deep breath in and find yourself here on your mat, together in cyberspace, but together in spirit as well. Attention is on breath. Diaphragmatic breath, possible, breathing into the belly, diaphragm opens. Breath rises to ribs and chest, and exits chest, ribs, and belly. With the curiosity knob turned way up, that volume up. Just what is happening with you today? How are you on your mat? Just noticing, not qualifying it, but acknowledging what's there. The next exhale, let the hands drop down by your side. On the next inhale, let them rise up, taking the full inhale to come all the way up above. Maybe the gaze begins to turn up towards the hands, reaching all the way up, and let the gaze follow the hands if they drift down. A couple more times like that. The sun breathing, beautiful sun, blue sky, clouds today. Clear skies like I haven't seen in a long time. So really opening right up to that clarity. Clarity inside as clarity is out. Last breath in. Let's leave the left hand skyward, right hand descends down, tenth of fingers reaching all the way up and over. Open up whole left side body. Next inhale, arms reach both up, and exhale, lowering left side down, right hand reaches sky high and over. Using breath cycles. Inhale and exhaling, one breath, one movement. Maybe this is where you layer on ujjayi breath, ocean sounding breath. Lifting all the way up, leave the left hand in the sky, and this time place it back behind the head as the inhale, open chest to sky, and on the exhale, elbow towards knee. Inhale, opening up, and exhale. Last one, maybe this one comes right out through the mouth. Inhaling and exhale, drawing abdomen to spine. Both arms sweep up, exhaling down the other side. This time, right hand plants behind head, open chest, and exhale. Waking up the spine, putting a little pressure on the organs. This time, exhale right through the mouth. Inhale all the way up. Arms reach up and let the arms fall back behind you. Come off anything that you're sitting on. Bring the soles of the feet together. My hands are pointed back towards the bookcase. I'm gonna lift the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Look, bend in my elbows. Opening up, I choose to lift up my hips, inhaling, and as exhale, lowering down, release hands and reach them forward. So rounding right over the hands. Inhale, bring them back, press into the bottoms of the palms. Inhale, squeeze, lift, and exhale. One breath, one movement. Feel free to slow the breath down. Sipping in through a coffee straw instead of a milkshake straw. Next time I'm up, you pause right there. Really lift the hips up, little bend in the elbows. We'll lift the chest. Maybe bring yourself, the hips closer to the heels, opens up the hips a little bit. And then settling down, inhale up, exhale, come forward, maybe cross the hands or take them right around the ankles, crossing my hands around the outside of my foot, drawing myself down. This breath is coming into the back body, separating the shoulder blades, letting spine come up right between shoulder blades. Inhale and release that. Draw knees back together. Meet together in supine, coming down on the back body. So here you'll want to have your weights close by if you choose to use those. I'm using 3-pound weights. Cans work, 15-ounce cans work. Also want to have the block close by. If you're using one, you don't absolutely have to. Come on down, hands down by hips. Feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to spend a few breaths moving through some pelvic tilts. Inhale, lifting the lower back up, shifting the pelvis towards the heels. And on the exhale, drawing abdomen towards spine and pressing the lower back, the sacrum, the kidney region onto the floor. If you have lower back issues, a really slow motion, tender, compassionate shift through this will strengthen inner lower abdomens and loosen lower back. Bringing knees up towards chest, I'm going to hug them around. I'm going to lift up the lower part of the upper part of my buttocks and shift my lower back down. So I sort of rock from side to side a little bit, and I call it getting the wrinkles out of my lower back. Big inhale, and on the exhale, bringing head, neck, and shoulders to knees, and doing the same thing. Draw the shoulder blades out from underneath. So sort of, it's almost like getting the wrinkles out of your bed, but it's getting the wrinkles out that get on the back body. And take my block and place it between the knees on the low setting, keeping the feet flexed, arms out to the side. I'm going to choose to place a weight in each palm here. So arms are out to the side, feet are flexed. Inhale, and on the exhale, let the knees roll over towards the right. This is as far as you feel like is reasonable to go. Inhale for center and exhale to the left. And continue that a couple of times. Maybe as you find your balance, you might come a little bit further, not landing though. So stay lifted. So I find the block, what it does, it activates the inner leg lines, which are aligned to the abdomen. And next time the block and the knees go over to the left, I'm going to pause there. My head turns right. Lift a little hover right here through the right arm, reaching that away. Big spiral of engagement. Inhale, lower the right hand down. Block comes over, knees come over to the right this time. And the left arm, a little hover with the weight. It is some efforting here. So coming through center and adding the arm lift if you like that. Coming from one side to the other. You might hear my breathing is Ujjayi breath. I've chosen to speed up this movement a little bit. You can keep it steady. You can speed it up or slow it down. One more on each side. Coming back up. Release the weights, but leave them where they are. Legs will come straight up to the sky. Big inhale. Arms reach overhead. Squeeze the block between the knees. And as the exhale comes, bring yourself chest, head, hands up towards feet. Knees come into chest. Inhale, send the legs straight up to sky. Arms come back. Exhale, knees come into chest, arms come towards feet. Your choice whether to send the legs straight up to the sky or diagonal them, angle them a little bit so they can come out. Hands can rest on floors. They go over the head or they can hover. Head can hover as well. Ha. 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 So this Agni breath, ha, it's a lot of stillness, ha, right out of the body. Ha. The breath comes from the lower abdomen, ha, ha. Last one, ha. Drawing knees to chest. I left the block there. You can take it out if you like. Roll my head from side to side a little bit. Loosen any tension. It grows in the neck. With the block still between the legs and the feet flexed, reach out, grab hold of the weights. Inhale the weights straight up above the shoulders so they're pointed right to the ceiling. My knees will go to the left as I exhale. My both arms drop to the right. Keeping the arms as straight as possible. Inhale, back up, and exhale to the other side. Now, I find it very interesting how in my body the sacral area is very flat, strong, and then as I roll the hips from one side to the other, I come into a rounded, soft area. Sort of this feels more like a massage on my lower back. Yes, it is core work, but sacral massage as I go from one side to another. Also opening up the chest with the weights in the arms as I drift from one side to the other. Keeping the motion with breath. Breath leads the way. Go one more round here. Coming back up to center. Straighten the legs all the way up. Arms come out. This time, if you'd like to do this with weights in the hands, we'll do a few more crunches. Big inhale, and on the exhale. Ha. 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 Two more. Ha. Ha. Pause right here with the arms up. Legs can stay bent. Legs can be straight all up. Let's do some pressing, some little Pilates 100 here. I'm not doing the Pilates breath, but I'm just letting the arms come up and down, using the core, making sure that my head is relaxed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Release weights, take block out, can bring the feet down onto the mat, and mat width apart so you can feel the edges of the feet right on the mat. And drop the knees over to the left, arms reach out to a T. My right hand is going to hover right here, out to the right, and then sweep up above my head, reaching for the opposite wall of my knee. Inhale back to center, both arms in T, this time dropping knees over to the left. Reach the left arm away from the body, a little hover. Directly out from the side, and then sweep it up overhead, reaching over by ear, pressing left knee down, reaching left arm up. And come on back to center. And bring both knees into the chest and wrap the hands right behind the knees And let the legs sort of drift away from you. Arms are really straight. And as the legs get heavier, they'll pull you up into a boat. So you can rock on up, or I like to do the physics way, the levering way of getting up like that. So that delights me. So coming up here, chest is open. Maybe the feet are down on the floor. Maybe heels are lifted, feet are lifted, hands behind thighs or open. So feet can be flat. So just make sure the chest is open, bright. Shake the head, not holding on to anything. We'll stay here for a few breaths. It's what can we learn? What can this boat teach us? Maybe it is okay with shaking. Maybe it's you're wondering when Margie's going to say, let go. Shaking here with you. Last breath. And then draw knees all up into chest. Cutting the soles of the feet together. Big inhale and exhale. Roll forward, belly, chest, and head. Move my head a little bit from side to side. Release any tension. And as the inhale comes, head lifts, chest lifts, and belly lifts up. Legs come back together. Come over into table pose. I take my weight here and place that behind my left leg. Hands are right underneath shoulders. I'm going to actually make them maybe half a handprint or 2 fingers wider than my shoulders right here for stability. On the inhale, I'm going to lift the left leg up, flex the foot, feel that glute working right here. Inhale, lift the left leg up and across the left knee over the right calf, dropping that down. Inhale that up and exhale, bring the left knee towards the left arm or shoulder. Inhaling up, exhale down. Last one. Coming on back, find your stance right here and press the foot into the sky by squeezing the glute. So just notice you can press the foot, that works, can squeeze the glute in order to lift the leg. So we're shortening the glute and hamstring muscle, and in doing that, lengthening the quadricep, and that lifts the leg. 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down. Just notice the sensations in your left leg, in your left hamstring. Switching to the other side. Bring the weight into the little crease behind the knee. Hands are wide. Inhale, right knee up. Let's find your bearings here. Big inhale lifts it high. Exhale drops it over the calf, maybe touching the floor. Inhale up, exhale, knee towards shoulder or back of arm. Pressing it down. Can layer on out breath or continue with Ujjayi breath. Ha, 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 ha. 2 more. Ha, 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 ha. And pausing with the foot lifted, knees lifted. Press the foot up 3 times to just notice how that feels. And this time, use the glute. Squeeze the glute. For me, that's a little bit more intense. Squeezing the glute to lift the leg. 2 more. And then come on down. You take the weight off, separate the knees, toes touch, come on into child pose. I'm going to walk my hands far forward and let the chest drop between the gate of the arms, which may mean to move the arms further apart from each other so that you've got space here. If the head doesn't naturally come down to the mat, stack the palms one on top of each other and let that be your pillow to come on down. As the inhale comes, let the breath fill the back body. Roll yourself up. You're pressing yourself up. Bring the weights with you. Top of the mat or sideways on the mat, depending on how you have your mat arranged. Now come into a little squat here. Nice wide. Sort of rocking back and forth, lifting heel. It's getting a little, some of the Rice Krispies out of the feet here. And then come down to where you feel comfortable. If the heels don't come all the way down, that's okay. And separate your feet more. Bring the palms together. You can take the block and set it right down underneath the hips. Using this opportunity to press the hips open. And as you do so, bring the chest forward, lift the crown of the head right to the sky. Smile. Inhale comes, begin to lift the hips up, head drops down. Dropping the head down. Inhale, bring hands back together, elbows towards the inside of the knees. And exhale. Ha. Drop. Ha. Drop. Ha. Ha. 2 more. Ha. This time we'll stay. And turn the feet facing forward. Feet are parallel. Knees can be slightly bent. And take opposite elbows. So with my knees slightly bent, I can feel that the hip points can rise a little bit more up towards the ceiling, separate, making room for my lower back. The dangle of the arms draws the spine long. That's with the aid of gravity. Sometimes you need to take the weights, place them into the elbows of your, and then drop that down. So here I have 6 more pounds of weights that are drawing me down. And that feels nice, but that's not what works for everybody. But for me, that feels really good. Heel toe the feet in. Reach for the weights or not if you're not using them. Inhale to a halfway lift, a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet. Reach the hands all the way up. And exhale, come right back to heart center. Reaching up. A couple more half suns like that. Sweeping up. Exhale, pour yourself forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All the way up. Oh. And exhale. Last one. And on the exhale. Exhale, hold and press yourself all the way up. Bring them right to heart center. So both ways, I have them sort of made into a little X shape here. Turn towards the front of the mat or come to the front of the mat. Your right foot will step forward. Left foot is back. Back heel is lifted, coming into warrior one, but sort of a one with a lifted heel, so otherwise known as a crescent warrior. Let the weights come down off your chest here. Let's feel the weight, so draw the shoulders down. Let the weight sort of bring the shoulder blades back and the chest lift without sort of extending the belly, keeping sort of the lower part of the ribs knitted in towards the hips. Big inhale right here. On the exhale, I'm going to bring the arms forward so the backs of the palms will come together, backs of the hands. And feel the shoulder blades rolling away from the spine. Inhale, let them come back. Elbows lead the way back. Chest lifts. Exhale, rolling the arms forward, back, round, just like a cat. Inhale, chest opens like cow. So if you're feeling a little wobbly, walk the right foot out a little bit. Opening. You can come a little deeper into the warrior legs. And last one. Bring the hands to the hips. Stay right here. Or if you like, sort of feel yourself gradually shifting the weight onto the right leg until the left either comes to the toes or possibly even lifting that up. And press back with the heel of the lifted leg, the left leg right here. Find a focus point and let the arms drop down. So feel the weight of the arms right here. It can be in a diagonal. You can be, parallel to the floor, whatever works for you. Feel the weight right here. As you bend the elbows, draw the weights close to the chest. Elbows stick right up to the ceiling and drop. So make this purposeful rather than sort of just lifting and lowering, right? As though you're pulling rope, you're lifting an anchor and reaching your hands back down to get some more. Now you might even find that the standing leg can join in here. So bending the leg as the arms go down, straightening the leg as the elbows come back up. Last one. Gently drop the left leg up. Arms reach all the way up. Right hand comes to the right hip. Left hand reaches up. Press the left heel down and reach over towards the right. Breathe into the left side body. And then come on back to center, both hands onto hips. Turn towards your left so that both legs are wide. Bring the heels in, coming into a horse stance here. I sort of make my way down. What's the difference between horse and goddess stance? Horse, the feet are a little bit closer together. And take my weights, crossing them on my chest, elbows tucked right here. So I've got the weight right in my torso. Letting the arches of my feet lift a little bit. So as I press into the outer edges of my feet, I can feel the inner leg lines grow strong. So rather than letting the knees drift down, press into the outer edges, ignite this inner thigh. Crossing the arms, I like it better this way. Inhale, that's something I learned. Learning things all the time. Inhale. And on the exhale, drop down to the right, Chest comes down through center. Come over to the left and up. So making your way down, sideways, chest, side, and up. Side, chest, side, and up. Side, chest, side. Let's go the other direction. Pause right here. Inhale. I'm going to switch to the different way. See what that's like. That's right. Got the curiosity knob turned up. Inhale and exhale. Side, front, side, and up. Side, front, side, and up. Breathing. So exhaling as you come to the center. Inhale as you come back up. Last one. Maybe we did one more on this side. That's okay. And then straighten the legs. Release the arms. Big up hand. And turn towards your left. So now this time the left foot's in front. The right foot is behind. I'm going to shift my left foot out to the edge of the mat. Put a bend in that leg. Lift the right heel up. Feel the weights right here. Feel my balance. Big inhale. And on the exhale, bringing the back of the hands together. Rounding the back into that cat shape. Inhale. Elbows reach back in the cow. Really working shoulders, shoulder blades. This is an excellent type of movement, especially if I've been sitting a lot, which I have been, and looking at a screen. So getting some movement in here, opening, moving in a way that is not part of my everyday life unless I'm on my mat. Last time. Bring hands right to the hips. And if you like, keep the right foot on the floor or begin to shift the weight onto the left foot. Maybe you notice one leg balances easier than the other. Big inhale. Exhale, lower arms. Notice the weight of the arms, even if you don't have weights. Keep the right leg really pressing back and strong. Crown ahead in opposite direction. Inhale, bring elbows up. Exhale, drop the weights. If you like to add the bend to the knees as the weights come down towards the mat, left leg can bend. So, what are you learning here? What is your experience? What is your teacher? Last one. Dropping the heel down. This time, leaving the left hand on the left hip. Right hand comes sky high, all the way up. Press down with the right heel, and then arch over. Might even drift down deeper into the left leg. One more breath here. Open the calf. Mine is tight here. And then as you exhale, come on back through center. Turning towards your right. Come back to horse stance. So heels in. Arms going to be out to the side. Sort of a little skiing. Come on down a little bit more. So as we come to the right, the left leg will straighten, left arm will come down towards the right foot. And do it the other way. So dropping the opposite hand down towards the foot. Arm that's not dropping down sort of reaches behind you. And pausing right here. And heel toe the feet in a little bit. And just sort of do that same type of movement with the arms sort of shifting in the opposite direction. But instead of coming to the floor, we think about the space in front of us as being a clock. And here is noon right at the top. 6 o'clock is right down towards the floor. So one side, you have 11. Other side starts at 1. Put a little bend in the knees, a lift in the abdomen, openness in the chest. So here goes the left hand reaching, and I'm not going to say the times because that's going to mix me up, but we're going 1 hour at a time on each side of the clock, right? So reaching we'll start at 12, and then we go in the opposite direction. That's 1, 11. I'm doing it, 2, 10. There we go. 1 hour at a time. And now we're both at 6 o'clock. Coming back up. Going up the hours of the day here. Side, side. And noon. One last time. Put a little bounce in the legs or keep them steady. Your choice. Down to 6. Moving up. Back the other way. And back to 12. Heel toe the feet in. Let's come a little bit into Utkatasana, maybe not your deepest one. Let's send the hips back, keep the chest open. Cross the weights once more. Inhale them all the way up. Elbows towards the head, pointing straight forward. Eyes soft. Lift the weights and lower them. Now here, if you'd like a little balance challenge, lift one leg out, even straighten it. Stay with the breath. And switch legs. And bringing both legs down. 3 more with the arms. And then inhale. Releasing that all the way down. Standing all the way up. Take a moment. Separate the feet. The weight. Draw the shoulder heads down. Drop the head over to the right. Really reach down with the left hand. Open up the left trapezius. You may even drop the head forward a little bit. Inhaling that back up. This time head comes to the other side. Right hand reaches down just as much as it feels good for you. The head drops forward. One side might be tighter than the other. And come on back. Take the weights and let's bring them back down onto the mat. We're going to meet on the belly. So lower yourself down onto your belly and bring the elbows underneath the shoulders as though you're coming into Sphinx Pose, which will begin that way. I'm going to spread my fingers here. Lift up this leg and lengthen that. And the inhale, begin to sort of energetically drag the palms and the forearms towards your hips. See what that does for the torso. Don't want to crank the back, but more sort of reaching with the crown of the head, not reaching through the lower back. So sort of reaching through the crown of my head to lengthen the spine right here as draw the shoulder blades down. Here's the inhale. On the exhale, press into the hands and begin to lift the belly away from the mat. Inhale, come back to a lengthening right up through crown. Exhale, rounding. So you have options here. Continue with this. If you'd like to lift a little bit higher, hips can lift up. Really drawing the lower abdomen together, or even come to the top of the feet. The breath has a lot to do with what we're learning. If we pay attention to the quality of our breath, it can give us signals about what's too much in our body, or where we're holding tension. Let's pause right here. Come into a soft spine, but the belly button's drawn up off the mat to protect the lower back. And let the head drop again. This time, shoulders draw back towards hips as head drops. Move your head in whatever way feels comfortable to you. So who do I learn from? What do I learn from? One of my best teachers are trees. I learn a lot from trees. Where the sources of water is, what the soil is like somewhere. If there are some cold pockets, if they're getting enough nutrition, how far into spring or fall we are. And just finding that many of them are older than me. They have their ways. Hands press right under shoulders. Knees are wide. Might learn a lot from your dog, how to relax, how to love unconditionally. And sit back and child. Just feel your way into who, what, where do you learn? Who is your teacher? Who are your teachers? As the inhale comes, roll yourself up. Make your way onto your back body once again. So flipping over, coming on down. I'm going to do that same thing about getting the wrinkles out of my back. Knees come into chest. Sort of lengthen the lower part of the back. Exhale, bring head, neck, and shoulders up. Drop shoulder blades out from underneath. My torso is much more firmly planted onto the mat right now. One more little movement here. You'll walk the right foot out about, 2/3 down. So my right leg is still bent. My left knee is bent as though I was coming into bridge. Hands are down by my side, palms facing down, although they could be up. So let's not put a lot of effort into the palms. It's just a stabilizing force. You press evenly into both feet. So pressing into both feet, lift hips up. So notice what is active in lifting the hips here in the right leg versus the left. The right leg foot is about 2/3 down the mat. And exhale, come down. And inhale, come on back up. And this time I'm going to leave the left foot on the floor, but hover the right. So just notice now the left leg is doing all the lifting. And now place the right foot down. What is it like when you have both feet on the floor? And here comes a real kicker. I'm going to put the right foot down, woo, and lift the left up. Mm-hmm. And place that down. What's that like? So uneven setting, shared responsibility. Inhale, and on the exhale, lower the spine down. Right foot comes in, left foot makes its way 2/3 down the mat. Firm footing for both feet. Soles of feet, press and lift the hips up. Feel the work that the right and the left are doing. And then lower the hips down. Inhale, lift hips up again. This time I'm going to place all the weight into the right foot. Lift the left foot up. Woo! Place the left foot down. Make sure it's firm. And this time lift the right up. Right foot comes down. Inhale, both hips up. Exhale. See what it would be like to lower the kidneys down before the buttocks. So the pants band area. Knees into chest. Even roll yourself side to side. Once again, lengthening out lower back. Right leg comes down towards the floor. Guide the left knee over. Left foot is on the right thigh, rolling over. So I'd like to keep the right knee bent, knee let straight, leave it that way, bending the right knee. Remember, it's all your practice. What does your body say? You can take the left hand and reach that far out, straight out from the shoulder left, and then possibly sweep it up by your ear. Left arm returns back to its T shape, knees. Inhale back to center. This time left leg straightens or leave it bent. Arms are out to a T, right arm is out. Drop over towards the left. Head turns right, maybe even right arm reaches away from the shoulder. Sweeps up overhead. And then coming on back down. So if there's any other pose or shape shifting that you'd like to move into before Shavasana, then feel free to do that. When you do place yourself down, just notice if there's an tempting to just say like, nah, I don't, Shavasana is just not in my practice today. And that's okay. And just, if it is, and if you have a moment to let it go, do nothing, sort of allow the practice, the movement, the breath, the experience, sort of come settle in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. And come to an extended, comfortable shape. I'm going to read a Mary Oliver poem to you. It's called, Have You Ever Tried to Enter the Long Black Branches? Have you ever tried to enter the long black branches of others' lives? Try to imagine what the crisp fringes full of honey hanging from the branches of the young locust trees in early summer feel like. Do you think this world is only an entertainment for you? Never to enter the sea and notice how the water divides with perfect courtesy to let you in. Never to lie down on the grass as though you were the grass. Never to leap to the air as you open your wings over the dark acorn of your heart. Who can open the door who does not reach for the latch? Who can travel the miles who does not put one foot in front of the other, all attentive to what presents itself continually? Who will behold the inner chamber who has not observed with admiration, even with rapture, the outer stone? Well, there is time left. Fields everywhere invite you into them. Listen. Are you breathing just a little and calling it life? Another one of my teachers, Albert Einstein. Mary Oliver is a very deep teacher for me. Albert Einstein says, there are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other as if everything is. So we open up everywhere, everything. Our life, all teachers. Namaste, dear yogis. Such a pleasure being with you here on this beautiful day in May. The light in me honors the light in you. Be well.